We're out at the beach during the summer, and we look over, and they have a great time of it, taking it handy in or near the hut, and then we think about Baywatch and all the glamour that goes with it. Well, the reality might be a wee bit different, and we're going to find out now because Ken Keane, who's a beach lifeguard supervisor and water safety coordinator, has joined us. Ken, thanks for coming in.
Not at all. Thank you, John, for having us in.
And the reason is that the council are actually looking for lifeguards. They want to increase the pool of lifeguards, if you'll excuse the pun.
Yeah, not good pun. It's a bathing season starts again from the 1st of June. So every year we look to recruit from the young people around Donegal. Yeah. So again, it's come to that time of year. We need more people. And this year we're looking to expand a little bit, maybe have some more lifeguards than previous years. And we're looking to bring in new people. We're always looking to have that kind of fresh people there.
Okay. So that would say to me that you go back to people who are already lifeguards, and they do, because I don't know why I thought that it's mostly students and you'll have them for a year and then they'll be gone, but that's not the case.
No, not always the case. Now, the majority of the young people coming on board, they will be in college. There is a lot of the guys who will have other jobs and stuff. Like we even have an apprentice on board. He comes in, he covers the weekends. He's absolutely fantastic. But no, the people that come on board with us to range from, I suppose, school leavers right up to anything at all. Yeah, any age, as long as they have their valid beach lifeguard. That's the main thing we're looking for.
And the training, do you have to go and do the training yourself?
Yeah. There is a couple of different providers in the country. You'll have obviously Water Safety Ireland. They'll be the main body within Ireland. You'll also have the RLSS branch of here based in Ireland too as well. They'll supply services. There's a couple of other private ones like Atlantic Lifeguard and a few other that will provide training as well.
And where would that training be given? Where would you have to travel to? Like from Donegal?
Donegal? Yeah, you can do courses here in Donegal. There's one being ran soon by Water Safety Ireland in Ballyshannon. There's a couple of courses actually I think being ran in Ballyshannon. And I know Atlantic Lifeguards would also have some courses coming up as well.
And how long would the training take?
The training can take, it depends really. You've got new lifeguards coming in, so their courses will take a little bit longer. Sometimes the training can take up to a week. There's a lot.
If you think about
it, it's packed in. There's a lot packed into it. It is a full on week. So it is. You're putting in water safety skills. You're putting in rescue techniques with various pieces of equipment, CPR, first aid, knowledge of the beaches as well. It's not just a thing about rocking up and being able to use the equipment and stuff. You have to understand the beaches that you're at, how the wind affects conditions, how the tides will affect conditions, the shape of the beach, all that will be taken into account.
But if I have my qualifications, I'm living here in Letterkenny, I want to be a lifeguard in, say, Port Salin for the season, would I then have to go off and do a wee bit of work around Port Salin and look into it and do a bit of study on it, or how does that work?
No, it's if you're coming on board and you already have your beach lifeguard qualification, you're not just going to be landed onto a beach like in a kind of a senior position or a beach that you're not familiar with. If you're coming on new, you will be put on with somebody who's already there experienced, and they'll be able to show you the ropes.
You learn on the job then?
We learn on the job. We also have induction days and stuff, and we try and cover as much as we can, but it is a lot of learning on the job. You're like the first kind of week or so, if you're a new lifeguard coming into us, you'll be under some senior staff and they'll show you the ropes.
So when I say learning on the job, it's not just the things that you've been shown, life saving and whatever else, but it's also the conditions that are unique to that beach.
That's correct. Yeah. And also, it's not just about the conditions of the beach and stuff. You're also interacting with the public an awful lot. And that would be one of the key things. It's not just, I suppose, as you were saying, about being able to use the equipment and rescuing people and everything else. Lifeguards are there to be proactive. They're not looking to jump in the water. A good lifeguard should never be getting in the water. A good lifeguard should be seeing something before it happens. Okay. Engaging with the public and then, stopping it from there. So, yeah, it's about learning how to deal with the public as well and stuff. There's a lot of other things. We've a good few policies and procedures there in place when they're at the beach. There's a couple of things they have to follow. Like, for example, when you go on duty for the day, you have to text into the Coast Guard and myself just to let us know that you're actually there on duty, you know, that the beach has been covered and stuff. And again, when you're knocking off at the end of the day, the same thing will happen, you know. So it's a lot more than just sitting at a lifeguard station for the summer and working on the tan. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot more to it, so there is.
All right. So there's very little running dramatically across the beach in slow motion in red to do something heroic.
Yeah,
that's for the movies.
that's for the movies. It's not to say that things don't happen. Last year we were so fortunate. We had a really good every season. We have a really good team. Last year the guys were really on the ball and they were super proactive. So there was I think 5 incidents last year where the lifeguards had to take part. But again, you know, the training that was provided to them, they were able to take control of the situation. They were able to provide. You know, keep family members and stuff calm while also assisting with the person that was needed it. And nothing escalated into a major incident.
I suppose given how bad the weather was last year, the numbers wouldn't have been as big as normal. And when the numbers get big, maybe that's often when there'll be incidents or accidents. Can happen anytime.
Yes and no, it can happen anytime. Over the years, we've seen, I suppose, our beaches getting used a lot more than just during the summertime. I suppose going back to before COVID, you know, people would have, especially here in Ireland, it would have been the summertime we were going to the beaches. But during that lockdown time, people were using the beaches a lot more. And I think that's now crept into it as well. You go down to the beaches at the weekend and they're wedged. People don't mind now it being raining. They're not just going down to, you know, chill out on the beach. There is such a wide variety of water activities that they'll go down and engage in. So having the lifeguards there during the summer season, when there's more visitors, there's more people on holidays and the kids and stuff are off school, so having them there during that season, there's still plenty there. I think over the sorry,
I'm just going to say there's we're chatting big numbers here because how many? Is it blue flag beaches only where you get lifeguards?
We have 12 blue flag beaches. However, we have 13 beaches that are lifeguarded. Now, the total of beaches in Donegal, I think we have over 64 beaches that people can visit. But yeah, there's only 13 of those that are lifeguarded.
Okay. And the size of the team at each of those, 2 or 3 or?
It varies. Most locations will have 2 to 3 at them. Some of them, like Bundoran and Rosnowla, for example, they'll have a larger team at them. Rosnowla has 2 lifeguard stations. It's a pretty big beach, so it is. So you're talking a team of 6 there on duty at any given time.
Okay. And it's not just high drama in the water, it's all sorts of things, I would imagine. You know, somebody steps on something or there's, you know, somebody has some sort of another incident. It mightn't even have anything to do with the water.
No, a lot of times people are coming up, they have minor cuts and bruises that they might have got. It could have even happened in the car park. They might have trodden something and they might be coming over just for that little bit of assistance. The guys have first aid kits there. All the lifeguard stations are kitted out. We've defibs and everything else in them. So sometimes, yeah, it's not just something that might happen on the beach or in the water. There's a large area there that they'll cover as well. So there is.
And the sort of skills that you get in the training, they're easily transferable because it's lifelong learning. Really, it's skills that you'll be easy carried.
Oh, definitely. You're not just. Everyone, I suppose, when you think about doing the training and everything else, to look at the first aid side of things, and it's a really good skill to have. Yes, there's also the other skills that you learn from it. Your interpersonal skills, your communication skills, all of that. It's a fantastic opportunity for young people. They really get a sense of kind of community, and the feel that they're becoming I suppose they're given the opportunity to play a vital role in their community.
And be part of a team.
And be part of a team. And that carries through to everyday life, and they carry it out and they carry it through, I suppose, to college, to work, to wherever else they're going after that. So yeah, it's a good opportunity for them.
And the qualifications that you get in order to become a lifeguard here, are they transferable? Like, can you go off to other countries? Are they good there?
Yeah, you can use your lifeguard qualification you get here anywhere in the world.
All right.
So...
Okay, so how does it start now? When is the deadline for this season?
Deadline for this season is the 3rd of March at 12 o'clock.
Okay. So you really would have to have had your training done. You already would have to be qualified, would you? Or could you?
Not necessarily. You can put your name forward for it, as long as you have booked onto a course, though, and that you're going to have that procedure. we do look that you have your full qualification when you commence your job. So prior to you being offered a position, you'll have to have received your qualification by then.
Okay. And you don't need red trunks or red swimsuit.
No, we'll provide that for you. So
very good. Okay, but I would imagine you do need to be a strong swimmer.
Yeah, you do need to be able to swim coming into the course itself. Unfortunately, it's not for kind of anybody just to come in and pick it up. As I said, the course itself, there's a lot packed into the course, so you do need to be a swimmer coming into it. Some kind of, I suppose, knowledge of the ocean as well as out there. You know, the ability to swim in the sea and stuff. You do need that coming into it.
Okay, and if someone's interested, where would they get more information?
If they go on to our webpage, www.donegalcoco.ie, and go to the recruitment section, it's the second listing. So it is. They can contact myself, either Ken Keane at donegalcoco.ie. And I'll try and help whatever way I can and give them whatever information I can.
I make light of some of the incidents that we've touched on. You know, they can be, for the most part, they're minor, but there's some serious stuff that happens, and deadly serious stuff that happens in our waters, obviously every year. And lifeguards can be crucial in preventing further injury or on occasion death. And with your experience, you would have have dealt with serious incidents.
Yeah, I have. It's a few times now I've had to use the training that I got from being actually a lifeguard and stuff. I keep my qualifications in date. I update them every 2 years as well. So I hold that there, but I've actually had to use them kind of outside of the work more than inside of the work, which is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. They are. I think last season our lifeguards, they were part of a rescue in Marble Hill, and I think only for the fact that the lifeguards were there and the training that they'd received, they were able to stay calm. I think it would have deteriorated, and we would have been looking at a worst case scenario.
Yeah.
However, because they were there, they were able to remain calm, take control of the situation, and deal with what was there and get the other rescue services involved as well. We were very fortunate that it was deemed a minor incident by the time it was all over.
It's reassuring for parents, especially when they know that there's lifeguards on duty. And how do you know? There's a flag up?
Yeah, when the lifeguards go on, they'll put up a flag. So they will. So it's red over yellow. It'll be usually at the lifeguard station, but they'll also use those flags to mark out the swim zones. So that's kind of the areas that they'll cover, and it's also the areas that we've decided at the beaches. It's the kind of safest areas for swim users to go in. They'll also use a red flag throughout the season. The red flag will mean that they're on duty, however, that the swimming conditions aren't suitable really for bathing at the moment, so they'll ask you not to enter the water.
Okay. But they're very approachable, so if you have any questions...
Very approachable. All our lifeguards, yeah, they're as I said, they're a great team altogether. Any information, that's kind of one thing as well we try and get out to the public. If you're going to a beach, especially if it's an area you haven't been to before and there's lifeguards at it, go chat to the lifeguards, ask them the risks in the area, where's a good spot for swimming, anything else, what's it like for if even carrying out some other water activities, where should we go, what should we do? The guys are really approachable, very easy to chat with and stuff. They'll probably give you far too much information than you actually need, but it's a good thing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the best luck with the recruitment drive. Ken Keane, thank you.
Thank you, John.